Hey everyone, RG here and welcome back to a brand new Sims 4 speed build on the channel. Hope you're all doing amazing, and today you're joining me for the creation of a private airport in the Sims 4 game, and you're joining me more specifically to Brindleton Bay, which is the cats and dogs map, and we're gonna create a private airport over there on a specific lot that is a 64 by 64. I think it's the only 64 by 64 on that map, but I gotta tell you that I checked all the other 64 by 64 lots in the Sims 4 maps, and I decided that this one is the most suitable for creating an airport. Now, if you're asking me why, is because the land strip of this build is going to be facing the opened area. You're going to see it, if you manage to do that, you're going to see it that there is an open area near the shore where the airplanes can basically go through that area to the sky, and it will look the most realistic, compared to others maps and lots in the Sims 4 game. So this is the best lot to build something like it, in my opinion, of course. And you are joining me today for creating a private airport. Now, for those who are a bit bummed or unhappy with the fact that this is not like an international big gigantic airport, I have a good reason for that, why I did not make something like this, and I had that in mind. And to be honest, I don't think that 64 by 64 lots are big enough to create something like that. Now, for those who are following me on the channel for quite a long time now, they do know that I already created a private jet and an airliner, like commercial airliner, something really big. And I created both, not both, but one, like the airliner I created on a 64 by 64 lot, and almost the whole lot was the airplane. So you cannot, logically, you cannot fit into a 64 by 64 in like an airliner with an international port, like an airport. All the same in the same 64 by 64 lot, they will not fit. So and that's actually throw me back to Sims 3, where we had the ability to create our own custom-made lot. If you remember it, in Sims 3 you had the ability, because it was a real open world game, you could actually create your own custom-made lots from like 64 by 32, something like that, if you wanted to be a bit like narrow and longer in the size of it, and you could place it wherever there was a place. You could place it wherever you wanted, and that was amazing. I really love that. And you even could create like a 100 by 100. I don't remember what was the idea of like lot placing in Sims 2. If anyone here knows if there was a possibility to create something like that, like create your own lot in the game. I don't think so, but probably some other people know that better than me, because I was not playing Sims 2 that much. I played Sims 3 more. And yeah, on Sims 3, creating an airport, like a big commercial like global airport, something like that, was a possibility. In Sims 4, like, I don't think it's really gonna look like realistic airport. It's gonna be a bit like cooped up and really tight with, I don't know, I just don't think that big airport is something that you can make in The Sims, because you cannot fit even the hangars. It's just not gonna feel right, you know what I mean? But if you really want me to create something like that, let me know in the comment section. Maybe I will think and see if it's possible to create something that also look good and look realistic, but also have some sort of like functionality and something to do in that build. Because some people might think that making an airport and make it as a rental, for an example, is fine, because, you know, in some big airport around the world, you actually had the ability to rent a room between flights if you want to get some energy bags, something like that. So you have the ability to rent a room in a hotel inside the airport. But because this one is a small airport, it's more like a private airport. And for those who are not quite sure what is a private airport, it's more for like inside the country flights. If you want to reach one area to a different area inside the country, you go to a private airport. You take a like a private jet or a small jet, not something big like an airliner or something like that. It's more for those small inside the country flights, and this is exactly this build. So and that's actually, after I created this build, I'm not quite sure, I was very disappointed from the game, because we don't have the ability to be an airliner pilot or something like that, or a pilot at all. Just think about it. Think about the ability to take your Sims into a private airport, just like this one, or a big airport, if they will ever make something like that. Think about the ability to bring them over, take some flying lessons with an instructor, and if you pass the test at the end, you can become a pilot in the game. Not you, like the sim can become a pilot, and then you can choose between careers. You can choose between a small pilot, which is basically, let's say your sims can become like an instructor of how to fly, or you can go to the big leagues and make your sim an airliner pilot, something like that. And basically this is another job that you can put in your game, in the Sims 4 game, and just think about it, how awesome it would be if you could see the sim take off with like his big gigantic airliner or something like that to a flight, and then basically the game will tell you that your sim is in his work and he will be back soon. And then once he's back, you'll see like the airliner like landing, something like that. How awesome would that be? Just think about it. And I don't remember if in The Sims 3 you had the ability to become a pilot. I don't think so. But even so, I don't think it was an active career, something like what I just described. I think it was, and again, I'm not quite sure if it was. So if you remember, if you could be a pilot in Sims 3, let us know in the comment section down below. But think how awesome this can be a pilot in the game. Now this actually leads me to a recent tweet by one of the gurus, which I don't remember which one of them. Someone asked if the redacted thing, the redacted gig, I'm gonna call it, because this is what they're doing right now. They're kind of joking around with the idea of the next thing is going to be redacted, something redacted. I don't know why, but I really think that redacted is starting to sound like a good pack by itself. Seems for redacted stuff. I don't know why. Anywho, so there is some sort of a gig behind the whole thing of redacted joke, and someone asked on Twitter, and one of the gurus applied with an answer that is kind of hinting the idea of cars and vehicles coming into the game. And if that's amazingly true, I will be in, like, on the top of the moon. On the top of the moon, I will be over there, because it just, like I said it before, and I still think that's true. Games that call themselves like life simulation games, you cannot say that there are no transportation, like active transportation in the game. In life, we are like 60% of the time stuck in traffic jams and stuff like that. In the game, you need to have vehicles, you need to have cars, you need to have the ability to drive them, you need to have the ability to fix them, you need to have the ability to sail in boats, you need to have the ability to go to an airport, to travel to a different location, something like that. You cannot call a life simulation game if it does not fit all of those real key, let's call it real key things from real life. But on the other hand, we're also talking about a game that fits vampires and mermaids and aliens as part of real life. So yeah, I'm gonna pass that. And I'm gonna apologize in advance for the people who do believe in aliens, because I gotta tell you that I do believe in like statistics, and there is a good chance that they are exist. And how the heck we got to talk about aliens? Anyway, airports. So you can see that I'm kind of working on the airstrip, right? That's how you call it, airstrip. I think it's airstrip. And basically the reference for this was from the Grand Theft Auto 5 game. I went into the game, to the single player. I checked the airport over there just to see what are the things that need to be inside of an airport. So I saw those are the, I think it's the indicators for airplanes that the runway is starting. So yeah, I kind of created those, and in a bit you're gonna get those red lights, just like now. Those red lights that indicates that this is where the airstrip is starting. And I did not show you the whole process of creating the airstrip with all the marks on the ground, because it's basically the same. It's using the same object. I think it's the part from the fountains, or the not fountains, the pools, those white small like carpets that you can pile them all together, or like in a line or something like that. So I played a lot with it and created some sort of a runway based on, like, a reference was a airstrip from the Grand Theft Auto 5 game. And now I'm just trying to make it look like a real thing, and not just a grass on the ground is completely flat line. I didn't want it to look like that, so I created some sort of weeds sticking out from the grass, and I play with it kind of a lot. And I did that basically all over the place, because in airports in real life, you're not gonna see big trees in the middle of the runway. You don't want the the planes to hit the wings with those trees, right? So only small, really low bushes you're gonna see. And because this one is a private small airport, I did put some, those small bushes over there just to make it a bit more, I don't know, alive with colors. So you're gonna need to forgive me for doing that. Although in real airports, you're probably not gonna see some bushes in the middle of the runway. And yeah, right now you can see that I created that really awesome light pole, I guess, some sort of a lighting pole, and I duplicated it with the tool mod. By the way, if you don't know, if we're talking about mods, Twisted Maxi just released the latest version. Not just released, I think it's over a week now, but he released the beta build by updated version, which you can now change the color aura and the color of the lighting in your build via the from the building mode. You don't need to go to the live mode and change it over there. You can do that with the building mode. So make sure to get yourself the latest version, so you will be able to do that just like I do in this build. I don't need to go every time I finish like a certain area to go to the live mode to change the colors illumination, just because I don't like it. So make sure to get that, and yeah, so you can see that I just placed some of the planes, and make sure that you're getting the right planes that you can rotate if you're trying to build something with airplanes. You can see right now that I'm playing with them and trying to create some sort of feeling that they are flying and they are about to do a turn for landing. Now, only those brownish airplanes can do that. You cannot do that with the ones that I'm playing right now, with the blue, red, and I think the third one is some sort of a cyan color, or cayenne. I'm not quite sure how you say that, but the light bluish one. There are few airplanes that cannot be rotated and changed, and the one that you just saw me rotating is actually the one that is more like a sea airplane, the one that you can actually land on water. And I think that this one is from the Cats and Dogs pack, like the expansion pack. So if you don't have it, first of all, you're not gonna see it in your build when you are gonna download this from the gallery. Of course, you can find this build on the gallery, but if you don't have that pack, you're probably not gonna see them in the sky. I think they are from Cats and Dogs, I think. And yeah, the others, I think they are from base game, so you're definitely gonna see them. You don't need to have any other expansion for them. But yeah, you can see, of course, right now the fire truck that I created. I think this is one of the coolest thing that you have in The Sims 4, the ability to save rooms. And by that, I don't need to create every time from scratch things. For example, the fire truck that I created from basically many objects, and I used the tool model lot to create it. I don't need to create it every time from scratch. I can just load it from my room collection and place it on the ground. Now, of course, if you're just asking, wait a minute, why there is a fire truck on like an airport? Well, in airport, one of the things that might happen is fire. They do have a ready-to-go fire department in airport, so that's why I placed that fire truck over there. And there's gonna be a small area near that fire truck just to hang out. I think you will be able to sit over there, and yeah, and in a bit, or I think that you already saw that I placed, yeah, you can see them right now. I placed choppers. Those choppers I created also from scratch. Now, if you want to get yourself those choppers, and if you want to get yourself the fire truck, both are on the gallery under my ID tag. Now, this is something that I need to clear, because I noticed many people are saying that they can't see my creations. Now, I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. People on the community, as sad as it can be, are stealing some other creations. Now, it happened to me. It happened to my friends in the community, colleagues that build. I do know that people are trying to steal our creations. Now, the way they do that is by basically reporting a content. Now, I don't know, and I don't understand why EA, or I don't know who is the one who is responsible for that mechanism in the game. I think it's EA, but it might be actually a part of the guru's responsibilities. Now, I don't know why, but in the game, if someone reports your content, that content will be marked as reported content, even if there's no good reason to report it. Just like my builds. All of my builds are, there is nothing wrong with them, there's nothing bad with them, there's no good reason to report them. But once someone reported it, it will be hidden from like 80% of people in the community that playing the game. So if you want to know how to see my creation because someone tried to steal them, now when I said someone tried to steal them, it's because they reported it and then they download the content and re-upload it under their name. And you can see that there is originally by, and you'll see originally by RJR Gaming or originally by someone else. And if you can see your favorite creations from content creators and something like that, it's because probably someone reported them. Now, if you want to fix that, you need to go to the setting in the game, and then under one of the options, I think others or something like that, you have the ability over there to like you have a mark that you need to uncheck it, which called hide reported content. Now, if someone did like reported the content, any reported content, you're not gonna see it. So you need to make sure that like box is unmarked, and then basically you're gonna see all the reported content that people like reported. And that way you can see basically probably all of my creations, because people over the years, because you know I'm making Sims content like for 2 years now, and over the years people did try to steal. I do know that my IKEA build was reported for no good reason, and I do know that I think the hospital that I made was reported, and yeah, so you just need to make sure that the hide reported content checkmark is unmarked. So make sure to do that, and then you will be able to see all of my creation. And believe me, if you didn't see all of my creations, you are kind of missing probably a lot of things. So you can find that fire truck, and you can find that helicopter, like that chopper, and you can find many other things on my gallery. And by the way, if you're over there, just follow me over there, and it will be much easier for you to get my creations. because that way every time I'm uploading the creations, you'll get notified, like you get the notification from, well, from me. So as you can see, we are at the inside area already, and you just saw me creating the reception area. And if you are curious to know what type of build is this, you will be surprised, because this build is 4 different type of lots. You can of course pick whatever you want it to be, and every time you can change it, and that way you will have a different experience with that build. Now let me just check what are all the 4 types, because I don't remember. So this build can be a bar, it can be a coffee place, a lounge, or a art center. Now here's a fun story about the lounge, because I never really tried to make it as lounge, and when I finished building this build, and yeah, I built it so it will be an art center, a coffee area, like a coffee place, and a bar. So I made sure that that it will be like hitting all the requirements for those type of lots, but I did not take in count the lounge, the lounge type of lot. But then I noticed that the only thing I'm missing is a microphone. So I said, why not? So I took one microphone and I placed it in the coffee area on the 2nd floor, where basically it's some sort of a combination between a coffee area and a restaurant, but it's not a restaurant. It cannot be a restaurant because there is no a waitress station, and there is no reception station, something like that. The other thing, I'm not quite sure how, the hosting station. Yeah, you don't have those 2 things, and I think you're missing another thing. Yeah, you can change it even to a restaurant by just adding those requirements to this build, and then it will be also a restaurant if you want. But I placed that microphone for the lounge on the counters of the coffee making machine, something like that. So somewhere over there I placed it. I don't think it's even on the recording video, but yeah, I placed that over there, and just like that, it became even a lounge for a Sims to hang out. So basically, this build can be, well, you can play it in 4 different types of lots, whatever you want. And of course, you can see that the bar is on the it's some sort of a waiting area for your flight, with those screens that you can see all the flights and where they go to and when they will depart it, and everything like that. So over there it's the bar area. The coffee area is going to be in the upstairs, which will be over there soon. And right now you can see I'm creating some sort of like restroom. And by the way, this is something that in my previous video someone asked, wait a minute, there is no like restroom, there is no toilet room, and I said, yeah, because I don't find them like interesting, and just because, as you can see right now, that mirror on the wall, I really loved it, and that's why I decided that I will fit it into the video, because I don't find like restroom something interesting to show in builds. Most of the time, because I'm trying to create something that is related to the real deal, they're not impressive, there's nothing amazing inside of them. Again, it's the place where people go to number 1 and 2, nothing exciting going over there. So most of the time I do not even fit them into the video, but this time, because I really love that mirror over there on the wall, I decided to show you what I did there. And yeah, right now you can see that we went upstairs, and you can see that I'm creating the coffee area, and there will be an area for sitting near the bar, and there's going to be an area for people who want to sit on a normal chairs. There is only one item, I think, that I could not really find anything like where to place it logically and realistically, because I did not want to place, I think it's the kids table for creativity. And that is a requirement for the art center, I think it's the art center, and I could not find any place to place it so it will feel normal, or well, with logic, in a private airport. So I decided to just scale it down, so and I think I hide it in one of the bushes. So yeah, this is one thing that you're not gonna find here, even if you're gonna play it as an art center. Anywho, moving on, is actually I want to talk with you with the on the RG the coordinator challenge that I hosted, and in like 3 days ago it ended. Well, it's not ended, like it ended by the meaning that you cannot submit any more creations. Now, it's not completely true, you can submit, but you won't be part of the competition, but probably I will check it just to see what you did, because I saw some of the thumbnails, they look amazing, and I do know that thumbnails are kinda messing and not doing justice with builds, so I'm gonna check probably all of the creations, but again, I'm gonna check the date to see which can actually participate. Anywho, I cannot wait to see all those amazing creations, and I noticed that over 50 people submitted, and I'm super hyped for it, because I was not expecting that amount of people to submit. I was thinking, honestly, like 10 people will participate, something like that, but yeah, that's amazing. So can't wait to check them out. And I have another question for you, which will affect probably some of my future builds, because I gotta tell you, when I play the game the legit way. I really enjoy playing 1 or 2 sims, start from scratch from a really bad apartment, even the pre-made from the Sims team apartment, and then go through the ladder of the job, make some money and stuff like that, and until you become super rich, and then you can buy yourself the biggest mansion or buy yourself a really amazing retail shop that I created, of course, or something like that. But let me know, do you play the game? I'm really curious. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you play the game the legit way, or do you cheat your way up? And don't worry, I will not judge you. You can be honest. Do you like to play the game just like I just described it? Or you play the game like you start a game and you, like, the moment you start a game, you add money 1 billion and you buy whatever you want or something like that? Because if I will see that more people are actually playing the game the cheesy way, let's call it, by cheating your way up to well, success, maybe I will make builds that are more expensive, because most of the time I'm trying to keep the budget on a normal amount of money, unless you're trying to buy my IKEA build. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know your answer for that question in the comment section down below. If you want to download this build, make sure to visit my gallery ID RGR Gaming. If you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel and do not forget to hit the like button. And until the next time, keep that Sims party going for me, because RGR Gaming signing off.
For so long, I've been trying to get you out of my head. Oh yeah, but somehow I always seem to wake up in your bed. Baby, if we talk for a minute, then maybe we'd be getting somewhere. I just wanna love you a little to see where this is going. I really need to know, babe. Can we just open up? 'Cause I got to know if you feel the things I do. I might need some help if you let me go. 'Cause I'm flying through the sky and I'm still a little high on you. Still a little high on you. For so long, I've been thinking that we're more than just friends. Oh yeah. Oh, but maybe your heart is falling for someone else. Whoa, maybe we should talk for a minute. Then maybe we'd be getting somewhere. I just wanna love you a little to see where this is going. I really need to know, babe. Can we just open up? 'Cause I got to know if you feel the things I do. I might need some help if you let me go. 'Cause I'm flying through the sky and I'm still a little high on you. Still a little high on you. I think that we need a guiding light. Right now we're running around.